And here we are live. Welcome to this live video where we will talk about how to sleep with 30 women per year in 5 steps. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It was like 3 months I was not making live videos or so videos. In general, I've been really busy with the Italian YouTube channel because of. But why should I tell you when we have the pre-recorded clip? If you're new here, my name is Luca, and I'm one of the world's leading experts about approaching girls in the daytime. Since 2018, I've helped over 1,200 men sleeping with new girls approached in the daytime. I started teaching it only in Italy in 2018, and then also internationally from 2022. So I've been really busy with the Italian students, but this hopefully will be the last time I stop producing content in English. And also later maybe we'll make the Q&A session. It depends if there are people connected, because every time I don't know at what time to make the live video, because there are people watching from Europe, people watching from America. So it's always complicated to find the right time of the day to make live videos. So in my time zone, for example, now it's like 2:17 a.m. So I usually go sleeping very late. But nevertheless, I received a question from one of you that is watching the English videos. And the question is the following, which is also the title of the video. The question is how to sleep with 30 women in a year, especially getting a lot of rejections month after month. So I will answer in this video. And before giving you the 5 steps, according to my experience, I had sex until today with around 100 girls. Girls are coming from 21 different countries exactly. And so I have a little bit of experience. I also taught this to over 1,000 students. You already saw it in the intro of the video. So before giving you the 5 steps, I will let's talk a little bit about the thing about getting rejected, how to remove the fear of getting rejected, how to remove the pain of being rejected, because as the person that asked, this will limit your skills, your ambition when you want to approach women, your ambition when you want to go out, because you're scared of rejections. You're not embracing rejections as part of the process, and we will talk about it in a moment. So you have to understand that you cannot reduce rejections to zero. So embrace rejections as part of the process. If you are not also getting rejected, you cannot succeed. Okay, every step every step you take, every girl you approach is a step towards your goal. Okay, and we can talk a lot about this, but one of the mentalities that will really help you a lot if you really integrate this in your mentality is that failure is not the opposite of succeeding. Okay, failure, getting rejected, is part of succeeding. Okay, you're not getting rejected. Okay, you're always one step closer to the next girl you will have sex with. Okay, also find a way to have fun in the rejections, for example, because if you're having fun in the rejections, this doesn't mean that you have to go talk to a girl to be rejected. That is stupid. Okay, always aim for a result, but not being needy. But this is another topic. But find a way to have fun in the rejection. This means, for example, when you're getting rejected, if you're in a daytime approach or at the club, in this channel we're talking about 99%, if not 100% of daytime approaches. So approaching a girl in the street, in a shopping mall, I don't know, doing a daytime situation. And for example, I remember many times to remove the word rejection from my mind. Every time I was getting rejected, I was leaving the conversation saying, "I will remember you forever. You will be in my heart forever," or something like this. So my brain was registering or recording. I don't know what's the right word. My mind was recording the fact that that I left the interaction laughing, and so your brain will not record the fact that you just have been rejected. Of course, you're also being rejected, but your mind will not register it, and gradually you will not fear rejection anymore. Okay, and you will understand that that's just the rejections are just part of the process. Okay, so otherwise you will always fear this part of the interaction, and eventually you will leave, you will quit, you will go to on your own way or whatever it is. I remember also I was having a friend that he was having more results than me when I started. I was sleeping with 2 girls per month or something like this when I started, and at a certain moment he quit because every time he wanted to go to talk to a girl in the street or also at the club, every time a girl was walking by, and his reaction was, let's go to talk to this girl, because he wasn't having fun in the process, and he was hating the process of also being rejected. This doesn't mean that you will get rejected a lot. You will get rejected a lot if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so that's why you have to learn a proven method. So you will reduce rejections to 5 to 10%. Okay, the immediate rejection. You will not have sex with 100% of women that you're talking to, but you can for example, since I'm crazy, I was measuring my statistics for many years. Last time I counted my statistics from daytime approaches. I was having a statistic of having sex with one girl every 8 approaches, and this doesn't mean that the other 7 girls are immediate rejection. Just maybe I'm talking to them for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or maybe one of them is an instant rejection, but the other 6 are just conversation, maybe phone number, but then I don't see them for a date, or maybe some. It's not instant rejections. If you're expert, it should be 5 to 10%. Okay, let me check if the audio is working, because maybe. Okay, so maybe I'm talking by myself. Who knows? Okay, so you can't succeed without getting rejected. Understand this. Also, you have to remove the emotion behind the pain of being rejected. This is another specific work that it would be too long now to talk about. But if you pay attention after you leave an interaction where you just are being rejected, pay attention on how you feel, and many times you will realize that you are feeling some pain, maybe in this area of your body, but only if you're focusing on what you're feeling. And that emotion, if you learn how to process this specific emotion, it will leave, and you will not feel the pain of rejection every time, which is one of the reasons why people quit at a certain moment, because they cannot handle the pain of rejection. I remember one of the first jobs I did was like I don't know, selling door by door, like I don't know, contracts about I don't even remember, I don't about phones, maybe I don't remember. And I was still having a zero experience in terms of talking to stranger people, and also talking to stranger girls. And I remember that the first day, after getting so many rejections, I was destroyed. Okay, because you also have to be able to process that specific emotion to remove it for the long term, so you'll not feel bad every time you're getting rejected. Because of course, it will be impossible to go on in this journey if you feel pain inside every time you're getting rejected. So that's why you have to learn a proven method, so at least you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because even if you're getting rejected, you know that it's just part of the process. You know what you did wrong, and you know how to fix it, and you just go on, and eventually you will get results in terms of women that you're having sex with. But if you don't know what what are your mistakes, it's really frustrating. It's even more frustrating being rejected, because you are feeling the pain of being rejected, and you don't know what you're doing wrong, and you don't know what to improve. And of course, you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, so you don't see the solution. So this was just a more or less quick introduction. Let's talk now about the 5 steps to have sex with 30 girls per year, every year actually. You have the first step is that you have to understand with yourself why you want to do it, because this question is actually a not very common question. Usually people are not asking how to have sex with 30 women in a year. People usually they want to have sex with their best friend. They want to just feel more confident. They want to get more attention from women. They actually don't see this this goal, because many times it's already a big result for majority of people to have sex with one girl, so let alone with 30 women in a year. The average sexual partners for men in an entire lifetime is 7 women. So usually men have sex with only 7 women in their entire life, so let alone 30 women in just 1 year. So, but I will answer this question. I don't know if the person that asked this question is a beginner or if he's already a little bit more advanced. No idea. This would be helpful for, despite the fact that you are a beginner, virgin, shy, or if you are already an intermediate or advanced. And despite the fact that there are no official definitions about beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So first, as a first step, understand with yourself why you want to do it. Because if you just want to do it for your ego, as our Latinos friends say, ego is not your amigo. Okay, so if you just want to do it for your ego, you will not see the reason to do it, and you will not feel motivated on taking action toward that goal. So you have to understand why you want to do it. You want to do it, for example, because you want to get a lot of experience with women and have a lot of fun. Perfect. That can be a good motivation. You want to do it as a revenge towards your past life, towards your old friends that they are mocking you, they don't believe in you, and you want to show all the women that you are having sex with and post them on social media to show to your friends that they are losers, and that I don't know. It can be anything. You want to have lots of experience with women, because then this will be the best base for then having a happy relationship. Because if you are getting into a relationship with the first girl you're having sex with, or with the first few girls that you're having sex with, majority of times it will lead to your girlfriend cheating on you, or eventually she will break up with you. And even worse, if you are maybe already married, then there will be also the paycheck. I don't know what's the name in English. The monthly check that you have to give to your ex-wife, and many lots of men, then they are ruined for life with the monthly check that they have to give to their ex-wife. So and why this is happening? Because you are needy, because you didn't have enough experiences with women before getting into a relationship. So by default you will be needy. By default you will lose your confidence during the relationship, because you never developed confidence in the first place. Okay, so these are just examples. So you have to understand with yourself why you want to do it, because if you don't understand why you want to do it, you will not feel motivated, you will not take action toward this goal. And actually I will give you also an extra tip before going to the second step. You have to also set realistic goals. So if you never had sex with a woman, don't set the goal of having sex with 30 women in your first year. It is possible? Yeah, but first have sex with your first girls. First start having sex regularly every week, or at least with few girls every month, and then you will see this goal as possible. So the second step is a chunk down the goal, because 30 women in a year, it's an yearly goal. It's an yearly goal, and it's much more difficult for your brain to believe it as possible. So you have to chunk it down to smaller goals. So for example, monthly goals, but also to specific actions that you have to check on your notes on your calendar, or wherever you are writing maybe your notes, and it has to be clear in your mind. Okay, what do I have to do today to achieve this goal? Because even if you chunk it down to 30 women in a year, it's like 2 or 3 girls every month. But for example, you should learn also your quote unquote conversion rate between dates and sex, between your approaches and dates, and these kind of things. It's not necessary to actually it's not necessary to know your numbers. But if you're a beginner, if you never had so many results, but even if you are intermediate or advanced, if you want to have sex with 2-3 girls per month, it's really recommendable to go out at least 2-3 times per week. So you have to choose, for example, let's go directly to the third step. Choose one way to meet girls regularly, because if you're only meeting women through your social circle, through your friends, it's too limited. Okay, how many girls do you know? How many female friends do you have? It's too limited. And then also the problem is that if you make a mistake with one of them, usually your reputation will spread also to the other girls in the group, and the consequence is that you will ruin your reputation with also the other girls. Let me drink 1 second. Burning automatically the chances with the other girls in the group. So that's why you have to choose one of the ways to meet girls. It can be from daytime approaches. It can be at the club, so in let's call night game situations, through online approaches, for example on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Instagram, it's not really a dating app, even even though actually if you have a proper method, you can approach also on Instagram. But in this channel, we're not talking for the moment about approaching online or the club. We're talking about approaching girls in the daytime, because it's the best way. It's the between all the ways to meet girls is the one that has the most advantages. Of course, all of these methods they have their pros and cons, but the approaching women in daytime situations is the one that has the most pros and less cons. But maybe we'll make other videos about this, or maybe I already did. I don't know. Check on the YouTube channel. And even when you choose one of the way to meet girls regularly, because otherwise you will not have sex with new girls, with 2-3 girls per month. If you're not meeting new girls regularly, if you're not approaching new girls regularly, at least 2-3 times a week, if you're not having dates every week, because especially if you're a beginner, you will not have sex with all the girls you're having a date with. Okay, so it's really important to have a predictable flow of new girls that you can go on a date with. And the fourth step is learn the stages from the approach to sex in that specific method. So if for example you decide to start approaching women in the daytime, you have to understand the different stages from the approach to sex. So for example, I will just go fast about this, because it's a really long topic, which you can all actually understand in detail in my From the Approach to the Bedroom program, which you can find the link in the description down below. And it will teach you everything from the approach to sex with new girls that you approach in the daytime. So for example, the first stage of the interaction is starting the conversation. So if you're not able to start the conversation, you will never get yourself in the situation. The second stage is setting a man-to-woman communication, which is actually happening at the same time of when you're starting the conversation. If you're not setting a man-to-woman communication, you will end up directly in the friend zone, or actually you will never see the girl again. Many people, the mistake that they make in the first minutes of the conversation is that they stay too platonic. They set just a friend-to-friend communication. You will end up guess where? Directly in the friend zone, or you will just not not see the girl again. Or maybe you will have a longer interaction, and then she will say, "Oh, actually, I didn't tell you, but I have a boyfriend," which in 90% of the cases is not true. Maybe not in 90% of cases, but 60-70% of cases it's not true. It's just a way that she's using to reject you in a gentle way, in a not embarrassing way. But now this is not the topic. Then the next step of the interaction from the approach to sex is reaching the so-called hook point, which is the moment that you will reach usually after 1, 2, 3 minutes, which is the moment where she saw enough about your personality to decide, okay, he's cool enough. I will stay with him. I will stay talking to him. He's not a weirdo. I will just stay with him in the conversation. So it's the moment of the interaction where she wants to stay more than how much she wants to leave. Okay. And you will reach it by creating attraction with conversation skills, with flirting skills. Then after you reach the hook point, you have to understand the logistical situation. Okay, so this is the next step of the interaction, understanding the logistical situation. If you are in a daytime approach, it's really simple. You just have to ask, what are you doing now? What are you up to? Okay, really simple. And she will tell you categories of activities. She will never say I'm free or I'm busy. She will tell you I'm going for shopping. I have to meet my friends in a few hours. We're going for dinner. I'm going to a party. I don't know. She will say different categories of activities, and you have to be smart at understanding if she's free or if she's busy. If she's doing shopping, usually she's no, it's not usually 100% of cases she's free. Okay, so. But this is an information that you have to keep for yourself. You don't have to say, oh, since you're free, you can come for a coffee with me, or this kind of bullshit. Okay, I remember in a boot camp a few years ago with a student that he said something like this to the girl. No, you just have to understand that she's free, but you don't have to say to the girl, oh, since you're free, you can come with me. So, no. And then from here, the interaction will split in 2 ways. So if she's busy, you will get the phone number. There is a specific way to get a solid phone number that will convert on a date, rather than just getting a phone number just for the sake of getting it. So there is a specific way that will convert on a date, or better, that will increase the chances of converting on a date. And so getting the phone number, you have to text the girl, so you have to know how to text the girl. now it would be too long to explain. If you want to know more about, I don't know, if you have any questions for those of you that are connected, you can type in the chat box, or for those of you that will watch later, you can type in the comment if you want a video maybe about texting. And after texting, you will get a date. On a date, you have to do specific things if you want to end up in the bedroom. For example, physical escalation, verbal escalation, and logistical escalation. It would be now too long to explain everything. And when you did all these things, also when you created enough trust, you can invite the girl to your place, but not with a stupid invitation that you will see maybe in movies. Oh, do you want to come to my place? Do you want to come up for a tea? Okay, 99% of cases, this will not work. So you have to make a proper invitation, and you don't have to make the proper invitation when you're downstairs, when you are at your doorstep. Okay, you have to make the invitation when you're still in the lounge bar. Okay, so but this is another stage of the interaction. All the stages of the interactions, of course, they have a much longer explanation. Now we're just seeing the overview from above. And then you have to do specific things at home. There are common mistakes to avoid. You don't have to jump on the girl after you enter your place. You have to take time, at least maybe 20-30 minutes. Do the activity that you said that you when you invited the girl to your place, and not touching the girl, for example. Then sometimes it will happen that she will start the physical contact at home in these first 20-30 minutes after entering your apartment or her apartment. And then it's not always happening, but sometimes it's happening, the so-called last minute resistances, which usually is happening because you took the girl to your place too fast. But if you're doing everything with the right timing, it will not happen. If it's happening, you have to be able to solve the so-called last minute resistances, and then you will have sex. Okay, but if you are doing everything with the proper timing, it will not happen. And so this was when she's busy. Let's go back when she's free. When she's free, you can make an invitation for the so-called instant date. So when she's free and when everything is going well, you can invite her for a coffee, for a cocktail, do not invite her for dinner, because usually when you're going for a dinner, also for a date, you are sitting in front of each other and you will not be able to make physical contact. And without physical contact, you will not be able to kiss the girl. And without kissing her, you will not be able to have sex. You cannot have sex wireless. Okay, you cannot have sex with Bluetooth or with Wi-Fi. So you have to touch the girl to have sex with her. And if you're not making physical contact during the instant date or during the date, it will be impossible. Okay, you can take a girl also to your place without kissing her, but physical contact has to happen during the date. Let me drink 1 second. So you can invite her for an instant date. Usually you will not bring a girl to your place or also to her place doing just one location during an instant date, because you just met the girl. So usually it takes from 2 hours, 2 hours and a half to 5 hours of sex on the same day with a girl that you just met in the daytime. So usually you will have to put also a second location just to create more trust. It will happen sometimes that you will bring a girl to your place with just one location, but it's not a race to who is bringing the girl faster to your place, because many times you will just get objections if you're trying to fasten the time that she needs to trust you. Okay, so this was one of the for example, one of the principles that made my results explode in a positive way. Just spending 1 extra hour with the girl, just moving the girl to another location to create more trust, and then it was much easier to make the invitation for going to my place or to her place or whatever it was. So many times you will need a second location. During an instant date, you will have to do the same things that you're doing on a date. So physical escalation, verbal escalation, and also logistical escalation. Logistical escalation is, for example, just changing location. So moving towards the sex location, which it can be your house, or apartment, or also your car. Or also there are also alternative situations if you're broke, but no, this is not the video. And then you will making a proper invitation, and then all the stages that I already said before. So this was actually just the step 4 in this video. So learning all the stages from the approach to sex. And then the 5th stage for having sex with 30 women every year, per year, or actually you can also get more, but let's just stay simple in this video, is also, so the fifth step is also getting a good logistical situation, because if you have a shit logistical situation, you can still have sex with many girls, but you will lose many opportunities. I remember the year, now I don't, for those of you that don't know, I live in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Before, I'm originally from Italy, and I was living before outside one of the main cities in Italy is Milan. I was living until maybe 2018 or 17. I was living with my parents outside one of the main cities. And then I started getting results. I started having sex with more or less one new girl per month. But then when I moved to the center of the city, and it was literally 5 minutes away from the center, I started having sex with between 1 to 3 new girls per week. So it was between 4 to 12 girls per month. Okay, you can try to count how much it is at the end of 1 year, and this was the only year of 2019. It was 2019, the year that my results with women exploded. But the results exploded because I was already having the skills. I already worked on myself for the previous years, and then I just fixed also the logistical situation. Okay, I was much closer to the center, so it was much easier to bring women to my place. But of course, without skills, you cannot do it. I was already having skills that I worked on, and then just with a good logistical situation, the results exploded. So I think I said everything. Would you like to have sex regularly with new girls approached during the day? If so, click the link in the description below. If you have any questions, text one of our expert consultants for free using the contact information below in the description. So for those of you that want to ask more questions, we have, for those of you that are from America, we have the American number. You can find the American number in the description. You can text us in the American number, and one of our expert consultants will answer to your questions. If you're from Europe, we have the WhatsApp number from Europe. You can find it in the description down below or in the website www.easylifeconsulting.com. So see you in the next video.